Homebrew, coming at you with a beer review. Oh boy, I'm excited about this one. Here we go. It's from Crux Fermentation Project. Oh, it's part of the Tough Love series, part of the Banish series, I should say. It's the Raspberry Tough Love. Like I said, part of the Banish series, and I'm going to read some of this to you. This just sounds wonderful. Imperial Stout aged in bourbon barrels and raspberries. Blending barrels of our flagship barrel-aged beer, Tough Love, that have been banished for 1 to 3 years. We added raspberries to this already rich and complex Imperial Stout for a lush yet delicate, one-of-a-kind experience. This is 14% ABV and 70 IBUs. And I've been dropping weight, so I'm just a hair over 160 right now. This could spell trouble. But let's get into it anyway. I remember the first year they came out with Banished, and Khalil Barb and I had gone out to the Bend area, and I got to try it on tap, and oh yes, I brought a bottle home, which did get reviewed back at the time. I think that was around either 2013 or 2014 that we did that. All right, we got the wax part off. And we're gonna see if they still do it the old way. Nope, no cork. We'll get the pour on camera here. Oh, look at that coming out. I love it. I can smell it all the way over here. All right, I just capped that to keep that lusciousness. And so look, that's pretty dang, you're not seeing anything through that. And it's pretty nearly black. It's got a very thin head on it. Let's get the nose. I'm not a poker player here. Boy, you really get that raspberry, but you get a lot of rich qualities coming off, like a dark chocolate, and you get the barrel-aged scent and some bourbon. Oh man, that's what I like. All right. Well, there's some molasses on that. There's some dark chocolate on that. There's some caramel and roast in there. Raspberries are all over it. There's something about this that reminds me of the Hop and Frog series, the Boris and Doris. And this reminds me a little bit of Doris, which was pretty amazing beer back at that time. But that raspberry is just something. It's very rich scent. And you got a blend of barrels from 1 to 3 years of barrel aging. Should be good. I'm ready, so we're gonna jump in here. Cheers. Oh wow. Well, at first it felt a little thin in my mouth, and then it just did something. It just all of a sudden went, as it hit the warmth of my mouth, it's like it just thickened up and got foamy and creamy and everything else. Just wonderful. Same thing with the second sip. It started off feeling thin, but then just became a nice and thick, a full mouthfeel. It coats your whole mouth. So I love that feeling, but let's get into the taste. The raspberries, there is no mistaking the raspberries in this beer whatsoever. Oh man, where to start? It's a rich, dark chocolate taste. There's a little bit of molasses quality. There's some baker's chocolate, a dark baker's chocolate taste. The mouthfeel is a semi-dry, actually. You're getting some oak quality. You're getting some bourbon quality. It's just super rich. I feel like I'm going through different layers of chocolate in there. Different qualities of chocolate in there. Oh my goodness. It's hard for me to verbalize what I'm going through. And as I said, every time I get this, it feels thin until it hits my mouth, and it just explodes and becomes creamy and just dark lusciousness.
Chocolate?
I lost my beer.
Wow.
Okay, you just witnessed a miracle. Khalil Barb actually came out and decided to try this. That just doesn't happen. I mean, it just does not happen. But she said, dark, rich flavor, creamy. I mean, those same descriptors. Now, she's not into that type of beer. Obviously, I am. Wow, just fabulous. Certain qualities, just how dark it is and how rich it is, and the amount of bourbon quality on it, and you still can taste some of that bourbon, but you're getting this really solid oak character on it too. It's in there. It's not harsh. It's not overwhelming. It doesn't overpower the beer, but you know that the oak is in it. And with multiple beers, as I said, again, blended, that are barrel aged and up to 3 years, of course you're going to get some of that oak. So I'm real excited about that. I'm going to take a little time with this and I'll come back with some numbers. So I've had Tough Love, the regular Tough Love, a few times over the years. I scored it very well. And I can't score this less, because this is special. It's something even better, the blending they did here. When I reviewed this, just the regular Tough Love back in 2013, I gave it, for style, I gave it a 97. And yes, we're going up. For style, this is a 98. Absolutely, this is a straight up 98 for style. They just did something remarkable with this blending and then adding those raspberries in. Just fabulous. This was released in April of this year, April of 2021. Overall, I gave this a 98 on just the banished. And now I'm really struggling. Am I giving this a 98 or a 99? I'm going to give this the 99. It's a step up. And for me, at least at this point, at this moment in time, that raspberry's unbelievably clearly there, beautifully there, tasty there. The mix of the barrels on this and the blending is just so well done, and it has that Doris. It's like the bourbon barrel aged Doris back in the day. I don't know what I gave that one, but I know that was in the high 90s as well. That probably would have been reviewed around 2012, I would guess, 2013. This is in that league. It's just that well done. This is a great one. If you can find this, I'm sure it's still out there. I would go looking for it. It's Raspberry Tough Love. It's part of the Banish series from Crux Fermentation Chamber. This is Kevin at Clemens Home for saying life's too short to drink cheap beer. This ain't all that expensive, but it's quality beer, and I'll see you on the next beer review.